Okay. Hello. Welcome back to the Siege Captain. After a long hiatus, as you can see, well, maybe not. I don't know. We're in a different garage. I bought a house, and we've moved here. My cameraman is living with me now, so that's going to be more convenient for us, and we don't have to deal with my horrible father. Kidding. He's a great man, but he watches The Big Bang Theory, and it's difficult sometimes. Here we have the catapult. This is what we're going to be building on. Taking time off to buy a house and move, and I remodeled the bathroom, so we have a giant pile of rubble in the garage. Yeah, that's given me plenty of time to come up with ideas to ideate on the catapult, and where we're going to start is rebuilding the ratchet system. I realized, I was just thinking about it, it's not really robust. It doesn't have much power. I'm sure it would break once we actually get power on the arm. I also did some research and found better ropes to use, so that's where we're going to start and see what kind of power we can get. So instead of this being the rod to wrap it up, I'm going to replace it with this sucker.
Oh my god.
It's going to be kind of the same design, but made a lot better. Got these lovely wheels, pre-built, so we can turn these into these, but a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
Yeah. So, put them together like this, and that'll be the turning handle.
Oh god, okay.
Isn't that pretty cool?
That's pretty damn big.
Yeah. That's the plan anyway. Maybe they'll come like this, over here, except for this one. Make sure it sticks out far enough. These wheels will go on. In this part, I'm trying to figure out how I want to mount the rod of the winch to the catapult to build the winch entirely. This sheet of plywood is what I decided on in order to do that. Here I am taking some measurements, figuring out how long I need it to be, how far I want it to extend out in the back of the catapult, and where I want the rod to be centered on that piece of plywood. Yeah. Or we could always add, like, across somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is me marking the holes for the rod to be put through. We gotta keep using my favorite tool, the hole saw. Me and the hole saw are kind of enemies. It doesn't respect me, I don't respect it. Cut it at 2 inches exactly. And it's going to be a little tight, but we can always loosen up the holes with some sanding. I hate hole saws so much. Look at this hole saw betray me. Just falls into the trash where it belongs. Don't show this. Don't show them my shame. I become so burnt. I can't hear you there. I think I sent her a little too hard. If anyone knows how to hole saw better, let me know. The hole saw kept getting caught in, like, lighting the wood on fire. This wheel will be mounted to it once we cut it into a ratcheting system in order to lock the rod from spinning and also allow it to spin when we want it to. It's a great observation now that I'm realizing that we started with treated lumber for the base of the catapult and abandoned that and went to untreated lumber. It's immaculate. Here I am explaining my initial ideas for the trigger. I was expecting to be able to pull the bolt out and have it slide back and forth freely in the brackets so that we could bridge a gap with this eye hook instead of the bolt that was provided, and attach a rope to the eye hook that we could pull it out, and the rope that draws the catapult down will be attached to that eye hook. But then I realized that you can't take that thing apart, and I don't really have the tools to cut it. So you'll see in the next couple episodes the trigger that we eventually decide on.
Is this hole, but this one don't fit on. Huh?
Here's another example of the hole saw being a bastard. I used the same hole saw to cut all the holes, but this one didn't fit, so we had to do some sanding.
Next we need to secure these in here.
In this part, I'm assembling the wheel that's going to be mounted to the rod on the winch that we're going to use to turn the winch. This winch will be what pulls the arm down, so it needs to have a lot of force. So the idea is big arm, big leverage in order to turn it. These wood pieces are going to provide extra support when gluing the two wheels of the crank together. They're just going to be there for the extra wood glue surface and so that it can't bend as much. Here you see we're just using wood glue and we're going to clamp this all together. Eventually we're going to add some screws, but for now I just wanted to make sure that it was stuck together nicely with the wood glue. I cut a chunk of the rod off just to put it in the wheel to keep it all aligned, so that ensures that when we do put it on the catapult, everything is nice and straight.
Captain's nothing but
Yeah, gonna say you're not overly.
On the next episode of The Siege Captain,
Like Pokemon. Magnemite?
Yeah.
we do some calculus or geometry or trigonometry. I don't know what branch of math, but we get in depth.